Hi, everybody. Welcome to our 2025 Advent celebration. We are so excited to be here. Every day we're going to post out a new video to watch. But if you want to craft along with the exact templates and digital papers that are featured in our crafts for the next 24 days, you can grab our Advent celebration pack. You can find the link in the description below. All right, so let's get on to crafting.
We are getting ready to make our bell card. Now, I've got a couple of things I want to tell you about. Now, this is the template that comes in, but I have made duplicates of it because I wanted to have more of the little items here, of course, bell pieces, so on and so forth. So for the bell pieces, the green ones, those will go on a second layer. So these are all going to be layered in different colors. What I like is the green and the pink color here. Those should be done in the red digital paper. Now, a couple of things. When we cut that digital paper, you're going to be able to place these where you want on that digital paper design, and you're going to love those designs, of course. And when we get over to the demo table, you're going to be able to see. So what I've done is I've duplicated all of these out because I want 2 of each. They're all different colors because I want them in different colors. So these bigger bells should be neutral tones, and they will be in the background. The next layer will be a green and a red. And then, of course, the topper ones will be in a lighter shade of the same thing here. I didn't put them in green, but you'll be able to place this so you have a lighter color green on top, and you'll see what I mean when you get there. Now, these other pieces here, these are all the ephemera that we're going to use to decorate. I don't even bother to separate these. The only thing you might want to add is you might want to add a little greeting to put on the card, or you can just add it later. For us today, we're just going to add it later because I had a few extra things. Now, remember, your digital paper is 8.5 by 11. So if I take this is 11 inches and I go to cut it out, I'm going to lose part of my card because it is 11. I'm just going to shorten this up a little bit. And if we can make this 10.5. Now, if you have, of course, the PNG and you're going to do it by hand, you don't need to do this step. Make sure you have, of course, a score line down the center and attach everything. And all I want you to do is cut this out. Remember, these will all be different colors that are in the pairs. This is part of the bell. It will be the same red color, so a red, a green, neutral colors here, and green and red here, but different spots. And you'll see what I mean when we get to the demo table. And of course, for this piece, what I do is I print out my digital paper. I print on 2 sides, so I have a double-sided paper. So that's all I have to say about Design Space. So let's go over to our demo table, and once everything is all cut out, you'll be able to see what we have here. Now, this is an example one I did. I just did plain red, but this is a Christmas greeting, and we're going to be making these bells. And you can use distress if you want, but we have the perfect paper for these. So I'm just going to set this one aside. Now, this is the paper that I had chosen for this, and we have a light color for one side. I'm going to leave that on the inside, and the darker yellow on the outside. And I'm just going to give this a little burnish so that it stays closed. Now, the big thing here is we want to be able to put these bells together. As I mentioned, I cut out a couple of colors. Now, look at that. That one will show, that one won't. So we'll leave that aside. And I have a lighter one here and another lighter one. And I think I'll decide on those 2, but I always have a couple of extras, and you can decorate the inside. Now we have our little circle here. As I said, these are more in the neutral tones, but it won't make that much of a difference because, as I mentioned, we have these darker ones, and we can take this one for the red. Once again, I've got to get rid of that extra piece out of here. So we will glue things on, but we won't do it right away. So this will be a dark red that comes over the top, and this one a dark green. Now you'll notice I have a couple of extras because where you cut it on the page really makes a difference. Now look at this. This is so dark, but this is not as dark. And the same with that one. I think I'll switch this one out. Just because we have these beautiful digital papers. All right, that doesn't look too bad. Now we have, of course, the parts that are going to fit over top. And I like them a lighter color. So this is a green. It's still out of the same piece of paper. And the same with this one. Now you may be wondering, what do I mean by out of the same piece of paper? Well, here is where we've cut the dark red and the bell part. But you'll notice that there is a lighter area here. And I just moved my pieces around on the mat, on the screen, and so they would fit over the lighter color. I do believe we did the same for the green one as well. I found a spot with lighter color, so I just moved them over there and cut it from there. Now it looks like we have a lot of extra paper here that may or may not be wasted, but it won't because we'll use it in later projects because I save all of this extra and then we use those in another project. All right, so we have the basic premise, and of course we have the little bell that's going to come through here. I am just placing things initially. Now, it only looks, that one's going to be peeling. Yeah, maybe I should bring this one down. So they're down to the middle, so kind of glue them in that way. I have these extra bell pieces, which I'm not going to use. I'm going to move those over to the side. Now I have all kinds of the decor that I have cut out. I did not offset any of it. I just took it as is. All right, so we can decide how we're going to put this one together, whether we have a good design for this one. I put the holly on the top and then the bells around the edge. I think this is exactly what we'll do. Now this one is a yellowish color, so I could actually place it about there. And this one has the red. I can place it here with the green. As you can see, this is starting to look really cute. Now, we also have little decorations that you can add to it if you wish. So I can add a bow up here, and let's see, what else do I have in here? Another bow, oh, maybe a little decoration here. It doesn't matter how you do it. What you're going to do is just glue all of this together. And I found this in some ephemera I'd had from before, but you can create your own greeting. You can put it on the front if you wish. You can put it down at the bottom, or you can just put it up at the side here. That might look cute right up on the side. And then all we have to do is glue this together and we have our beautiful bell card. I hope you have a lot of fun putting this together. The layers are pretty simple. And what I'll do is I'll just glue the extra pieces on first so I can get a sense of design and where I'm going to put things. Okay, that looks pretty good. Put that one this way. All right, these will go on last. Now, first thing we're going to do is glue this to the back of the bell. I'm just getting off screen here. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now, if you want, you could use foam pads, give it some depth and some layering if you wanted to. This one right here. And then the next piece I want to put on is a larger piece. And our smaller piece. To align it as best as possible, and decided the yellow was going to go on there. Okay. All right, you notice I'm not gluing the edges down. That is just absolutely fine. What we want to do now is glue this bell on. So I'll just put a little bit at the top. Bring it down a bit. Now the darker one. And there we go. We have this beautiful card. Now you can use some of the ephemera on the inside of the card if you wish. This is just a gorgeous little card. I hope you had fun putting this together, and I'll see you in the next project.